Welcome to Comicazi Videodrome. That's Miracle Max.
That's Comicazi Mike, and we're here to talk to you about the comics you could be reading. New, old, graphic novels.
By Crom, let's get started. So Fables is coming to an end.
Wow.
The long-running, fan-favorite Vertigo title, Fables.
Yeah, what are they? Issue 150? Right?
Last issue, yeah.
That's a
4 issues away.
It's a really impressive run. I don't know if you're ever gonna see a comic that runs like 150 issues again. You know, I feel just in this age of miniseries
and restarts
and reboots and whatever, you're just not gonna have enough time. You know, unless they switch back over to the original numbering.
No, it was always going to be a finite run, I believe, and I mean, a lot of great stories in there, but
a couple spin-offs.
Yeah, that's it's a worthy legacy for a startup, and I'm going to be a little sad to see this go.
Yeah, it's a good story. It's about it's essentially about, you know, if you haven't read Fables before, it's about these storybook characters that everyone knows and everyone sort of has their own versions of. Mm-hmm. They escape their dimension and come live in ours, where they're kind of bound to the laws of physics a little more, but they still have some interesting special things about them and sort of their histories and their stories that empower them in some ways, which has been really interesting. And you follow the adventures of Snow White and the Big Bad Wolf.
Big
B Wolf. He's more of like a werewolf than super werewolf, you know, you could say, than a
no cape.
What?
No cape.
No cape, no cape. But they had a couple of spin-offs, too. There was Jack of Fables, which followed the adventures of Jack from Jack and the Beanstalk, who was kind of a son of a bitch.
And then Cinderella.
And yeah, Cinderella had her own little thing. And then they had Fairest, which followed.
Which is still going. Yeah.
Fairest is still going to go?
I believe it's still going, yeah. I'm not positive, but I think
so. It's still going right now, I know. But is it going to be... It's wrapping up with Fables at 150, right?
Is that the plan? I'm actually
if I had to guess, I'd probably say so. Bill Willingham, this is sort of his baby, and I think if he's gonna say it's over,
it makes sense.
Then I'm gonna guess that the spin-offs.
The mark of a good series is, you know, there are spin-offs, but there are a lot of imitators out there as well. If you've noticed, over the past several years,
none of them have really matched the sort of subtleness, or at least.
They're not as rich as Fables have been. You know, I don't want to denigrate, you know, a creator's work, but they're, you know, some are really good. I try them all because the premise is so interesting. I mean, they even do it on TV. That Once Upon a Time show.
That was supposed to be
Fables.
That was supposed to be a more explicit Fables show.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
You know, I catch it every now and then, but I mean, Fables is just.
It's awesome.
And it's awesome, and it just everybody wants to do it.
I'm glad it's not on TV because it's not bound by the rules of television, which are just so, you know, strict. Fables really delves. It feels like a real sequel to those fairy tales because it's dark, because it's adult, because those original fairy tales were totally screwed up. You know?
Oh, God.
One of my favorite things to think about is you think about The Little Mermaid, you automatically think of the Disney movie, and she loses her voice. She magically gets her voice taken away. In the Grimm's fairy tales, she gets her tongue cut out. It's gross stuff.
Fairy tales are dark.
They're dark, and these legit feel like awesome sequels to those fairy tales. That
Labor of love, baby. Labor of love.
Yes, Fables. Check it out. It's awesome.
Speaking of love, we're going to go to Renee and Tresha, and they're going to tell you about some subscription love.
Yes, find some books that you love and you can subscribe to.
Hi, I'm Tresha.
And I'm Renee.
And at Comicazi, supporting your local comic shop means discounts for you.
Did you know that by subscribing to just one title, you are granted a 10% discount on all new comics and graphic novels?
We only ask that you stop by once a month to pick up your discounted titles.
We also offer excellent mail order subscriptions that are delivered right to your front door with free shipping included.
So support your local comic shop in a meaningful way.
Become a Comicazi subscriber today.
Welcome back to the Comicazi Videodrome 100 Greatest Graphic Novels in no particular order. Whoa, calm down. In no particular order, here are our picks. Remember, we got a Marvel, DC, Independent, and all ages comic book coming your way. First off, in front of me, I got The Astonishing X-Men by Josh. Josh, is that how you pronounce it?
I think it's
something like
Buffy
that.
Guy.
Yeah, Buffy
Josh
Guy
Whedon.
by Buffy Guy and John Cassidy, who is one of my favorites. I love John Cassidy. He's just an awesome artist. He draws really natural figure drawings. He's got a nice line quality. I think he does well with lots of different types of colorists. And he's got a lot of character to him. Astonishing X-Men is the sequel to Grant Morrison's New X-Men, which we talked about in an earlier edition. And this is sort of the X-Men going back to their superhero roots. Whereas before New X-Men, they were running around in black leather dealing with mutant affairs. The mission statement for the Astonishing X-Men is we are going to be superheroes. We are going to lead by example.
Mm-hmm.
And it brings Kitty Pryde back into the forefront of the X-Men universe. And she is everyone's favorite character.
She's mine. I wanted to date her back in the 80s.
Well, too bad she's not real. Anyway,
Speaking
of not real, what else do we got?
This is all real to me. Our independent selection is Whiteout.
Cool.
Better than the movie of the same name.
I didn't see the movie.
Don't. Read the book.
I will.
Greg Rucka.
Awesome. One of the best of the modern era of comics. Put Greg Rucka
a nice,
right up on
realistic, noirish, just crime type of writer. And Whiteout is Carrie Zenko. I'm sorry, Carrie, you're real. Murder mystery on in a scientific installation in Antarctica. So that feeling of isolation and that tension. This is a great read.
I'll check it out. Kind of reminds me of The Thing. Speaking of things, that'd be perfect if we were talking about a Fantastic Four book. But we're not. We're going to talk about Adventure Time, which is our all-ages title.
It's a thing that people are into.
It's a thing that people are into. Adventure Time is based on the hit show on Cartoon Network, which is a trippy little kind of Dungeons and Dragons universe for kids and adults. The humor is very glib. No, glib's not the right word for it. I'm trying to think. Esoteric, I guess. It's really out there and weird, but it's all in the confines of this fun fantasy universe, which has a really unique style, and it's really adaptable to other styles, which is what you get when you read the comic book, because they have a plethora of numerous creators. I believe Ryan North, who made his stake writing some fun web comics.
And I think the artists are actual local artists. They live a couple towns away from here.
No, yeah. A lot of cool artists coming through here. I think Kevin Church wrote something for Adventure Time as well. Thanks, Kevin. Super cool stuff from Adventure Time. And finally,
speaking of super cool, 80s Teen Titans. Mark Wolfman, George Perez. This was DC's answer to the X-Men.
Yeah, it was fun. It's definitely not Claremont and Burns X-Men, but it's really unique and it's its own thing. It builds on the previous run of Teen Titans, where you have your fun characters like Kid Flash, Aqualad, Robin, Wonder Girl, and adds some real fan favorites: Starfire, Cyborg, Raven, Beast Boy. One might say those characters really they outshined the other
original
class of
Titans.
Teen Titans.
Yeah.
But this is also the run that introduces Deathstroke the Terminator. People love Deathstroke. This is ground floor for him. Check it out, because his characterization and story has pretty much remained the same.
It has. One of DC's best villains.
Yeah, he's cool. He's like Boba Fett, but he's also an old man, which is cool. Old man Boba Fett with a weird orange and blue costume, and it's
so awesome. I'm just saying, read this. Read Teen Titans, 80s Teen Titans.
80s comics are the best. And if you want to see some more 80s comics, if you want to see more of us just goofing off talking about comics, become one of the Comicazi Videodrome subscriptonauts.
What?
Super cool. All you got to do is click the button right here. You got to do it. I can't make you. So Videodrome is filmed at Comicazi in Somerville, Massachusetts, and we got awesome stuff. We got new toys old toys, new comics, old comics, subscriptions, an awesome eBay store. Check us out. We are the best comic book store on the East Coast, bar none.